Holy crap, guys! WandaVision episode 5 just blew the doors right off at the end and gave us the best episode thus far. And man, this is just such a great, again, start to phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh my god, guys, we had so much to talk about today, but if you guys are new here, this is the place for you guys. We are going to talk full spoilers for WandaVision Episode 5. This is your recap and review, and just great discussion that we can have down below in the comment section. So if you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button. That way you guys don't miss out on content like this over here on a daily basis, as well as every single week when we just get to discuss WandaVision in full spoiler detail. And my favorite part is hearing all your guys' theories, which again, a lot of the stuff you guys have been saying came true, and some things that we were completely wrong, but man, this just blew the doors right off, and next week is gonna feel so long to get to, so make sure to get in the comment down below and let me know your theories for what could possibly going down in WandaVision Episode 6 next week. And in general, just what your guys' thoughts were in Episode 5, because we gotta talk about that. So, first off, there's a lot that happened in this episode, so if I missed something, trust me, I'm probably going to. Overall, the whole entire aesthetic of WandaVision this episode, we pretty much knew where they were going to go. They're going to show the outside and also inside Westview and in general what is going on. Now, starting from the beginning, it starts off, you see this nice little thing, you get the family and you get the babies, and of course the babies age right up. Twice. We get them, probably when they're 5-year-olds, and by the end of the episode, they are 10. They have this pet dog. But one of the most interesting aspects of this is when Agnes pops through and she realizes and can say, Wanda, do you want another take of that? She very much understands what she is doing, which again adds to everything going about, because when we go and see Norm at Vision's job, again, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but when Vision touches him, he can see and understand everything that's going on, but when Vision touches him again, he goes back underneath the hex, which makes it kind of a prisoner. All these people are prisoners in a sense, and they are probably seeing everything they are doing, but are unable to control it at all. Which again is very heartbreaking, but that is what I'm absolutely loving about this show, and that is something to just add a little bit more to. But now that puts perspective, Agnes knows what she's doing. We can clearly see that. So she's still an unknown player in this whole entire thing. I still believe Catherine Hahn very much has a lot of stuff to do with this element and in general what is going on within Wanda herself. But oh my god. So of course, popping out of the Westview world, let's kind of go to there. There's a lot of kind of developments in there, a lot of great discussions as well, and some things that like MCU nerds will very much have, especially the discussion between Monica, Randall Park's character, Jimmy Woo, and of course, Kate Denver. I'm like completely missing out the names, but you get the point. They're having a great discussion all having with each other, but one of my favorite, like, just little lines that they had is when they're talking about how strong Scarlet Witch is. And we, as fans, know that she probably could have killed Thanos, and I love how they made that, like, it's only because he called him backup, but they do have that little throwaway line that I actually think is very important to Monica's story, is about Captain Marvel. And she goes, I don't want to talk about Captain Marvel, and we're like, ooh, what happened there? Again, that's something that I'm assuming we'll probably touch in Captain Marvel 2, because it is announced that Monica will appear in that show down the road. But of course, within this whole entire thing, they're trying to figure out, is everything she's creating real? Is this like fabrications? But when they go and get her clothes, of course, it's the Kelvar vest that she was wearing. And again, that adds such an interesting aspect to see how that can bring about that, again, she brought that out. I am like fascinated to see how they are able to bring that in. And again, just shows how powerful Wanda is in the end of the day. But again, adding into there, of course, they send in the 70s drone in there. Wanda feels that power, walks outside, and rips it right out. And this kind of goes with my theory. Again, the theory that I was completely wrong with. I thought she was not controlling this. I thought someone was manipulating her, and maybe they still are, but it's not. This is all Wanda. And something I skipped ahead of, we've been wondering where Vision's body is. We know where she is. She broke in and stole it and took it to this town and did whatever possibly can, resurrected him in some way, shape, or form. But that is what blew me away, is that whole scenario, and again, how that mixes in. You know, she is starting to really much, this is her way of grieving, and I am loving it, but it's also getting very scary. And a lot of you guys who keep saying that she's probably one of the villains for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, you're probably not wrong. And in general, she might even be the villain of this entire story. That's just my thing. Maybe there's a couple other people running around, you know, Mephisto, maybe a witch. We will definitely see. But she runs right out that drone, throws it out, and completely says, "Leave us alone." Again, jaw dropping in there. And again, they're all seeing what's going on. And so is she. She knows what she is doing, and we see that throughout this entire episode, especially as we get to the finale of this all. Of course, the dog passes away, but when Vision comes in and starts having that conversation with her, and they start arguing with one another about it all, because Vision is starting to understand that, like, what is this? What are we doing? That is that Twilight Zone aspect that is very much prevalent through the entirety of WandaVision, and I am loving every little bit of it, and it is surely some of my favorite aspects of the entire show, and I'm sure it's the same way for many of you guys. But again, there is just so much to decompress from this entire episode, and just coming off my first reaction, literally just finishing the episode, I mean, Wanda is losing it, and Vision is starting to notice that when they're arguing, they start floating and just totally going out. Of course, they start having a discussion, and yeah, the doorbell rings. And she goes there, and, you know, they mentioned the brother earlier, and I was like, oh, we're gonna get Aaron Taylor Johnson, you know? Oh, no, it's a Quicksilver, but it's the X-Men Quicksilver. Holy shit. It's freaking Evan Peters. Now, I know it got rumored a while ago that Evan Peters was going to show up in the show, and a lot of us were saying maybe he's Mephisto, maybe he's the villain. And as it started getting closer, I'm like, no, I think they're going to do the multiverse thing. And, you know, Darcy says it in here. Now I can remember Darcy's name. Darcy says it. She recast Pietro as Evan Peters' thing. And that's the thing. Where did he come from? How does that formulate? I'm sure in the next couple of weeks we will figure that out. But, oh my God, that's huge. And next week, again, I'm clamoring for that because Evan Peters is back as Quicksilver. Like, I can't believe we as fans are getting that. And now it opens up the doors, and I'm just ready to say this right now. I'm calling it. I called it on the podcast I was on just yesterday. I'm calling it right now. We're either getting Magneto or Professor X by the end of this show. And I can't tell you if I know if it's going to be Patrick Stewart or James McAvoy or Ian McKellen or Michael Fassbender, but we are getting one of them. And I'm 100% ready for it. That's just my theory. That's what I'm throwing out. Let me know what you guys think on that, because, you know, Paul Bettany and a couple of them have talked about, like, there being this big person in there that they've all wanted to work with before, and I'm like, it has to be one of those four actors, because I think it's just something that would really much take away and again add to the entire multiverse that they're completely setting up. And especially since we know that whatever happens in WandaVision will trickle into Spider-Man 3, and whatever happens in Spider-Man 3 will definitely trickle over to Doctor Strange. This is awesome. And again, I'm just absolutely blown away from this episode. You know, we got some great dialogue, some things that MCU fans will very much appreciate. That Scarlet Witch is probably the strongest Avenger. Her powers are manipulating reality, and the Hex thing that Darcy was bringing up was really cool. I love the aesthetic, again, of the sitcom era, and very much feels personal to Elizabeth Olsen's, of course, just entire career because of her family background. But other than that, the sitcom era stuff is intelligent, it's smart, it's unique. But it's the underlying Twilight Zone, the horrifying tones that kind of go about that, the elements of still the unknown areas in just general of who Agnes might be and what she is, because she clearly knows what's going on. And of course, the same thing with Norm and Vision. That stuff very haunting, that this is what Scarlet Witch is doing. She is controlling. She stole Vision's body. Did she actually resurrect him, though? And, you know, last week we saw the dead face of Vision, and who knows? But seeing Quicksilver pop through, I was just like, oh my God, they are freaking doing it. Evan Peters is back as Quicksilver. I never thought I would say that. And again, the whole door is blown open. If this is the only time we ever see him, I mean, maybe so, but I could be completely wrong. I am absolutely shocked. And I'm sure many of you guys are as well. Let me know down below what you guys' thoughts are on this entire episode. What was your favorite thing about it all? Let's discuss it all down there below in the comment section. I can't wait to hear your guys' theories and thoughts, and just in general, what do you guys think is going to happen? There's so much. But make sure, guys, to hit that like and subscribe button again if you guys are fans of WandaVision in general. If you just love the MCU or geeky stuff, this is the channel for you guys. Without further ado, guys, thank you so much for clicking on this. And I can't wait to hear what you guys have below in the comment section. I'm sure this week's going to be an absolute blast. So without further ado, stay classy, stay safe. Let's keep having fun.